I'm an island boy, I'm trying to make him an island boy. I got that gun and I'm selling that sun, and I'm an island boy. Welcome to Demolition Ranch. This is a solid block of aluminum, and you guys probably saw it about 5.5 years ago on Demolition Ranch. This is the block that we shot in a 50 cal versus aluminum video. And I shot a bunch of different rounds at it, and unfortunately nothing made it through. So today we're going to try something else. Now this is the exact same block, we've done nothing to it. It's hard, as you can see. But I learned of a little chemical reaction where you actually put gallium, which is another metal. The periodic table of elements symbol is Ga. Kind of a scientist, no big deal. And if you put gallium onto aluminum, it does some chemical reaction scientisty stuff, and it actually breaks it down and makes it brittle. So this thing beat me 5.5 years ago. And I'm coming back for vengeance, I'm coming back for blood, and I want to get a 50 cal to pass through this thing. And I'm going to use science to help me get there. This is a vial of gallium, and right now it is solid. But at 85 degrees, this thing will melt. So that's what its melting point is, 85 degrees. So it's like mercury in the sense that it's a liquid metal, very easily liquid metal because it has a super low melting point. But it's not toxic like mercury is, so you can actually have it in your hand. So actually, let's see if I can get it out of here. We may just need to melt it. Right now it is below 85 degrees in Texas right now, so we'll get some warm water. But you can see it is a hard metal, just like any other metal. But with a little heat, you can make it turn into a liquid. So this is a soldering gun, and I just turned it on, so it's barely warm, but getting really close, you can see that easily just kind of melts that, and now we have liquid gallium there. Normal solder wire at room temperature will turn back into a solid really fast. This has a much lower melting point than normal soldering wire, which is why you can see it's still liquid on the top. So we're actually just going to get some warm water, put all these in, and turn it all to liquid. So we have a few of these vials. We have some hot water. You can see the steam coming off. Put them in there, and it should have a bunch of liquid gallium in a very short amount of time. Apparently, to make this reaction work, you actually have to scuff up the surface because the atmospheric air, the normal oxygen or something, will cause a reaction with the aluminum, which will put a layer over the top, which is impenetrable by the gallium. So we got a little wire brush here. I'm just going to clean off the top here, which will scratch off that top surface layer, and then the gallium will actually be able to penetrate the aluminum. This is fun science, guys. So we have a wire wheel. I think I could also just do it very simply with just like a screwdriver, and you can just kind of go in and scratch it, because all you have to do is get through that surface layer, and then the gallium will penetrate the rest by itself. Gallium's really good at penetrating, like it's a really good penetrator. And then the gallium will infuse itself into the aluminum's microcrystalline grain. And I read all this, I don't know this stuff. And it will start breaking apart those bonds in the metal, the microscopic bonds. And so it actually will somehow spread through the whole thing. I actually watched a few videos where people just put a little drop on it, and it would spread through the entire thing of aluminum and then make it very brittle. And so that's our plan. We're gonna dump all of this gallium. We've bought a bunch of it. We're gonna melt it all, dump it all in here, and then you leave it for hours. We're actually probably gonna leave it for like a day to let it do its work. So got it pretty nice and scratched up to where it should start making its way through the metal, and it theoretically will make its way through inches of aluminum. This has been in here for a minute, so it's melting the outside layer, but you can see that inside layer is not all melted yet, but this should pour. Look at that. Oh, it's going down in. That's actually kind of perfect. So we're going to keep melting this so we can get our gallium all down in there. And we're just going to fill up this crater. This crater was made not by a bullet, actually. This crater was made, I think, when they made this block, and it cooled and kind of sank. So we're just going to dump it all in that crater because it's perfect for holding gallium. And then, yeah, we'll let this little science experiment run, and it'll be great. We put them all in here. We boiled some water and set them in here. Yeah, they all just started opening up. So now we have gallium on the bottom of the really hot water. So then I thought, what if we just put them in here and like some of it's melted because it's close to room temperature. And then we'll just get a torch and just sort of melt it down into the aluminum. Great plan. That is pretty cool. I think that's our new plan. The ones that didn't open up, they're actually all melted now, so we can just pour it right in. Now there's some water in there too. But you can see right here there's water on top, which will all evaporate, and the gallium's all at the bottom. This is gonna work. Just pouring in our liquid metal. Good to go. This is the stuff we spilled. Look how crazy it looks. Just rolling around there. This is a steel pan, so it's not going to have a reaction. I was a little worried for a second that I was going to make my wife very angry at me. Look how cool it like rolls too. Whoa. Anyway, that's what it does when it's in water. Hot water. So I think we just leave it now. We have a bunch of gallium sitting on the top of a big aluminum block that we have scored. So we're gonna give it a bunch of hours, and then I'm coming back to destroy it. Or it might still be the same. I don't actually know if it's gonna work. It's been like a week, and you can see it worked. If you remember, this thing was a lot smoother before. The outside of it is very rough now, and even this gallium up top, it's all hard right now. It's like 68 degrees in Texas this morning, so it's all hard gallium, but it really tarnished the entire block, which is what we were hoping for. We wanted this gallium to permeate through, which is what it looks like it did. It goes through all of the aluminum, so not just the parts it touches, it somehow goes through all the microstructure of the aluminum block and messes it all up. So check this out. You can kind of scrape off that outside layer really easily. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea if we're gonna shoot. Actually, still dings. Well, maybe not as much. I don't know if we're gonna shoot this and it's gonna flake apart really easily. Yeah, it is kind of, yeah, like that. See that chunk of aluminum that just broke off? That, I don't think would have done that like that before. Very strange. And I think it just made it very brittle now. Hopefully, we have used the magic of science and we're gonna get through this block. So I actually went back and I watched my old video from 5 years ago, and I got every single caliber, the exact caliber, and most of the same guns that we used in that video, and we are going to shoot them all at this and compare how it does today with the gallium aluminum science experiment versus back then when it was just pure aluminum. Also, this is hard gallium. So crazy. I mean, this is liquid when it's above 80 degrees, and it's totally solid metal when it's cold like this. We're gonna shoot it with 22 just to see if a 22 can go through this very thin piece of gallium. I bet it will, but there's only one way to know. We're gonna start with 22 long rifle going against the solid gallium, the hard gallium. And this is a Ruger Mark 1, and it's less than a 1/4 inch thick. I think it's gonna go right through it. Dude, it just shattered it. Here's our gallium. That part is a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, definitely just exploded it. So gallium, very, very brittle in its solid state. Now let's shoot a 22 long rifle at our aluminum block and see if it makes a bigger dent than before. I'm not gonna be able to remember exactly which holes were which, so we're not gonna be able to compare them all that well, but this dent right here was a 22 long rifle. I remember that one because it was tiny. That little dent is a 22, so we'll shoot the same side with 22 and see if it is a similar size or not. If it's a similar size, I have a feeling this video may be a big old failure. Just like we did 5.5 years ago out of the Mark 1. Let's see what happens. So here's our hit. It's a little higher than I wanted. It does look bigger though, slightly bigger, like it's negligible. All right, we need to shoot 9mm. One of these, I can't remember which. One of these was a 9 and one was, I think, a 40 cal. So we're going to go ahead and shoot a 9 and a 40 cal at it and then come investigate. Same gun as before. This is the CZ Scorpion, chambered in 9mm. And this is a 40 cal Glock 23. Ow. This is what I remember from the other video. Just got hit with a chunk. This thing would go in, make little craters, and then throw stuff back at us. So that is our 9mm right there. So it did knock out a chunk here, which is good, but it was so close to the edge, but it's rough there. That's where our 9 hit. That's where our 40 cal hit. 40 cal really didn't do very much. This is kind of making me worry that even though it looks all tarnished and looks like some kind of reaction happened, maybe it wasn't enough. But we have bigger guns. 44 Magnum. Last time went straight through the block. I'm just kidding, it didn't, obviously. All right, let's see how much damage this 44 Magnum puts on our aluminum. Seemed good. So that is it, man. This is actually kind of starting to worry me. We're gonna skip ahead because it's not really doing anything, and we need to get to some rifles, I think. I really thought a 44 Magnum would make a big... God, I'm so disappointed. If this is the way it goes, this video may never make it onto YouTube. I might be talking to no one right now because I'm gonna delete all this trash footage. So I can pretty much say whatever I want right now because no one's gonna see it. Actually, don't even like guns. And Mayor knows everything. So we are shooting 5.56 green tip, and we only have iron sights, which is actually going to be, yeah, kind of tricky because, oh my gosh, it's so tiny. There's absolutely zero way I will hit this. Going hot. I have 3 rounds. I'm gonna miss all of them. I'm gonna get in all my excuses early. The wind's blowing really hard. The sun's in my eyes. And I'm pretty sure that that aluminum block is smaller than it looks on camera. I can't even tell if I'm hitting it or not. No clue. I'm just gonna fire 3 in the general direction. I got no idea. We are skipping to 308. This is the exact same rifle we used, and we are shooting armor penetrating rounds like we did in the video from the past. 308 silver tip. Is this gun sighted in? That's the real question. Oh, we nailed it. That was a armor piercing incendiary, so I saw it smoke and flash. That is a 5.56 green tip. So I actually did not think I hit it with 5.56, but we did. We got it real good. And that is a 308 API round, which, as you can see, which I'm very excited about, knocked a big chunk out, and that's a crack. We have a crack in this, which goes all the way down here. That's good. That means that we actually may have structurally altered even the inside of this block, and maybe, just maybe, the bigger rounds are going to do something to it. So the first glimmer of hope that I've had in this video, that's really good. I actually don't know what the other ones did. The last time we shot a 5.5, I think like one of those was 5.56 and 308 maybe. I don't know, that could have been a 7.62 at 39 also. I'm not sure, but I like what I'm seeing there. You can actually see the bullet there in the 5.56 and the bullet in 308 is real deep, but you can see it. We are going to have to go up to something bigger now. And maybe, just maybe, we can break this block in half. Armalite AR-30, chambered in 338 Lapua. It's a big old round, very big, and going very fast. Obviously, lots of energy. It's a big old sniper caliber. And I'm gonna shoot at the same side that we have been shooting at. Just hoping I can, you know, weaken it a little bit. All right, Let's see what we can do. Fire in. Got it. Let's take a look. Oh, it's gone. Oh, sweet. This is awesome. Okay, there's some chunks here. So this is telling me that it was very brittle. So here's where we were shooting. Went straight in here, broke those pieces totally off, and we have some very big fractures through this. Looks like concrete in here. This block totally has a very rocky concrete appearance. You can see a little bit of shimmer of metal in there, but it doesn't look like aluminum anymore, which is really good. Okay, this is very promising. I think with an AP round out of a 50, I think we can break this block in half. But there's only one way to actually know. This is a 50 BMG, and you can see it has a silver and a red tip. This is an armored, piercing, incendiary tracer, aka an A-pit. It is the exact same round that we fired in the first aluminum block video. But this time, we've got science on our side. We are going to see, I really, really hope that I can bust that block in half right now, because the other video, the 50 cal just buried into it and was actually pretty not very dramatic. So I'm looking for drama here. Really want this to work. Let's see what we can do. Well, the block's gone. I didn't actually see what happened to it though. Let's go find out. First, right off the bat, this is good. Good sign right here. We have chunks of galliuminized aluminum. That's definitely the scientific word for that. That's all we have left on the table. Here's some more. Oh my God. Oh, here it is. Here's the majority of it. Yeah, definitely worked. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is really cool. This is the top where we had put all the gallium. You can kind of see where it went down in here, and there's still some gallium in there, all that really sparkly stuff. Dude, this is so crazy. So wild that we put gallium here and it penetrates all the way through here and makes all of this aluminum brittle. Let me grab the rest of this block. There's a big old chunk of gallium. That was what was in the center, sitting right there. So that, if left in the sun long enough, will melt and turn into liquid gallium again. Okay, basically, it's all back together exactly how it was. Here's how it happened. We took my arch nemesis, the aluminum undefeatable block, and we just added a little bit of liquid metal to it and took it out. I really thought this video was not going to work and we were gonna have to delete it. Oh, I said some stuff to y'all. I was just kidding, guys. I love, you know me, I love guns, and my wife, she knows nothing. I never tell her anything, guys. I'm cool. Also, if you want to get yourself a demonetized Demolition Ranch shirt, link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Demolition Ranch. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Contact line! It's quite simple. There's only one rule in the demolition. You don't tell Mayor.